9% this year. It might tick up, it might chop around, it might go from 3 to 4 to 3 to 4 to 4.5 to 3.5. But if inflation doesn't go back to 6, 7, 8, 9% before the election, the markets will not care. So, in my opinion, the right position to be on that one is inflation's coming down. Interest rates as well. Again, a lot of people say, oh, the Fed aren't going to cut rates as much as they say. Well, cool, but these are the same people who are telling you the Fed weren't going to raise rates. This is funny. Because in 2021, December, whenever we were telling you that the party was pretty much over, anyone who was in HU back in the day, not because we're genius, but because you listened to the Fed. Powell came out in December Fed meeting and said, we're going to raise rates. And we're going to do QT. So they literally said the party was over, but the market didn't believe it. The market was calling bullshit. I remember it as clear as day. You can go back and find these dickhead macro talking heads on Twitter, and they all say, oh no, the Fed won't do it. The Fed won't do it. They're bluffing. They're bluffing. Well, they fucking did it. So those same people are saying that the Fed won't cut rates. Good luck with that. The economy remains strong. Yeah, the economy will remain strong too. Like, just subjectively, when you're out and about, people have money. There is more cash floating around in the system than there has ever been. The problem with this is people are mistaking the fact that the wealth gap is getting bigger to mean that the economy is in a bad shape. It's just not. That's not how it works. I'm sorry. The system we have is broken to the point where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That doesn't mean the economy is worse, because the rich have more money. And they have more money than they've ever had. The stock market's at all-time highs. Real estate is at all-time highs. And so they have more money, and they spend money on things. Services, mostly. And the services economy is the American economy. Travel, hotels, medical services, longevity, health, all these things that rich people spend their money on. It's all-time highs. And that is a far greater stimulator to the economy than whatever the poor people are buying at the stores. Oh, the milk and the bread. Unfortunately, it's not the way it should be, but that's the way it is. And in the election year, when the poor start to complain about being poor, Biden's going to hand them money. That's how it works. He's going to give them subsidies so their gas is cheaper. He's going to give them handout money so their food stamps or whatever. He's going to ramp up Medicare spending so they get medical, and all of that goes down as a boost on GDP, which juices those numbers, which makes it impossible to have a recession. So you combine that. You combine the fact that this BTFP has been extended to March 2025. That's the next time you need to worry about it. The fact that the Fed are pushing from that into just a different type of printing or easy money, which is discount window, and don't worry, the discount window is not bad. Everyone should use it. Then, once they run the RRP down to zero, they're going to introduce a new form of easing, of money printing. And then, Janet Yellen and the Treasury has over $1 trillion, or has about $1 trillion, ready to juice into the markets in May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So, there is absolutely zero, there's just nothing that makes me bearish right now. I just could not be more bullish from a higher time frame perspective, because all of this is exactly why Bitcoin was created. This is exactly why. All this fuckery, all this global liquidity, all this cheap money, all this cheap debt, all this fucking just outright fraud. It all exists, or Bitcoin exists because of all that. And so when people think, oh, there's going to be a crash, but the last time there was a crash was last March, when Bitcoin was supposed to go to zero, and Bitcoin turned out and was the best asset in the world to own. Everyone dumped their dollars literally into Bitcoin, and it went from 19.5 to 30k in about 2 weeks. Because people realized, oh no, this is hard money. This is a scarce asset. This is the hedge against inflation. This is the flight to safety. And that's not me. That's Paul Tudor Jones, Larry Fink, fucking Druckenmiller, all the biggest asset managers and traders in the world are saying this. And so it doesn't mean that we're going to go moon, but I just don't see a world in which Bitcoin doesn't just grind higher, just keep going higher, and dips are for buying. And is Arthur Hayes going to be right and we see 30 to 35k? Maybe. But I'm not advocating using leverage. I'm saying buy the dip is what I'm doing. I'm adding to my positions, my spot bags, and if it goes lower, I'll add more. And if it goes lower, I'll add more. I'd love nothing more for it to go lower. But if the eventual target's 100k and we went to 38k and you didn't buy 38k because you want to buy 35k, but what happens if you don't get 35k and it goes to 100k? Like, the difference is so minimal. You don't want to buy the top. So you didn't buy 49. Great. We went down to 38. That's 25%. Almost. Right? We've already had a significant 22% decline. So can it go on down? Yes. Will it go down? There's no guarantee. Why would it? Bitcoin is a response to all this fuckery, and all they're saying, all the central banks are saying to you is, we are going to do more of this fuckery. So I wouldn't fade them. GM. See you later on the live stream, 5 p.m. UTC.